Moment like this before. I just have to tell you that for the first time ever, and it is thanks to you, I read through a lot of your reviews, and I would just like to say the 30-day supply on QVC.com right now. Now, this is a 60-day supply. The 30-day supply at QVC.com is customer top rated. Customer top rated to the tune of literally over 2,900 five-star reviews. And what a lot of you said about Vital Reds, where there are 2,900 five-star reviews at QVC.com, and I encourage you to go there and read them. I encourage you to give us your story, because our Share Your Story line will be open for the whole show. One of the things that so many of you called us and asked us about was, could you please put the Vital Reds on auto delivery? And it never happened. People had to stock up. I was reading reviews saying, well, I need to buy more next time because I didn't realize how much I was going to love this and how my whole family was going to love it. Well, guess what? It's finally on auto delivery for the first time ever. So all the Vital Red Dr. Gundry fans, come on in. But secondly, you have a one-time only price. So when you take a look at this, our QVC price is $105. This is a 30-day supply. This is a 30-day supply. Look up the 30-day supply on QVC.com, and if you don't have time to read War and Peace, then you may not have time to read the 2,900 five-star reviews that people have given Vital Reds, because we cannot get the amount of fruits and vegetables into our bodies on a daily basis that Dr. Gundry, he's seen it. He is a cardiac surgeon, knows that we need. Today, in this show only, it is a one-time only price, $69.98. Our QVC price is a great one at $105 for your health. And so you might say, well, how do I do it? Well, so many people talk about the fact that it is something they look forward to. I was talking to Alberti, and he is one of my best buddies here at QVC. I love you, Alberti, if you're watching. And he said, you know, he grew up in a family that was really all about great supplements, you know, eating well, eating healthy. Look at that color. Look at that color. So he started buying the Vital Reds in the nutrient powder, not from us, because Dr. Gundry was not here yet, and he was paying full price. Well, Alberti, I hope you're locking into auto delivery tonight, because we are getting this price today and today only at $69.98. And I'm going to take a sip, and I'm going to toast my mom. Okay, I want you to look at all these berries in front of me. The pomegranates, the blackberries, the blueberries, the strawberries, the raspberries. I mean, that is what this tastes like. I said that already, Ellen. Were you listening? Oh my gosh, he missed it. 12% of adults get the recommended daily amount of fruit. 9% of adults get the recommended amount of daily vegetables. But while we're waiting to get Dr. Gundry on the line, I just want give a little toast to my mom. That's a master degree nutritionist who worked her whole life telling people about great food. Dr. Gundry, come on in, dear friend. She used to say, Janie, eat with your eyes. I remember one time she took a beautiful piece of broccoli and she cooked it within an inch of its life and got it out, and it was limp and gray and awful, and then showed me a piece of beautiful fresh broccoli that was not cooked and said, this is where we want to go. So cheers, dear friend. I was chatting with your friend of mine, Alberti, before the show, and he said, Janie, you got to tell everybody I paid full price for the Vital Reds before Dr. Gundry came to QVC as best-selling author, as medical researcher, cardiac surgeon, seeing patients 6 days a week. But we are so glad, doctor, that you take time out of your such busy schedule to bring us the Vital Reds, which for the first time are on auto delivery and also at a very special price that expires at the end of the show. So cheers to you and to all of us that are so lucky you're in our lives right now.
Well, cheers to you. I got my Vital Reds in this giant cup because I know we've got an hour to go, so I am energized.
Awesome. Doctor, we did a couple of statistics at the beginning of the show. One is that 9% of Americans get the recommended amount of daily vegetables, even if we think we're doing a good job. 12% fruit, and that seems so much easier, but it's not. Talk to us about Vital Reds. Well named because it's something that should be in every person's life, correct?
Yeah, I sure think so. You know, when I first started doing this now 25 years ago, trying to teach people how to eat and to take supplements, one of the things that I realized right away is that most people, particularly women, really didn't like swallowing supplements. They were too big or they're big tablets and kind of a pain in the neck. And I knew from my research and others that I could actually measure what the supplements were doing in people's blood work. And I was measuring it every 3 months. So one of the first things I did was, if I could make a really tasty beverage that could get everybody their daily dose of fruits and vegetables without any sugar, and I could get them a full supply of their daily B vitamins, which we don't call the energy vitamins for nothing. And look, I mean, look at what is in one scoop of Vital Reds. I mean, you'd have to eat 2 pineapples a day to get vitamin B1, thiamine, 34 apples a day. Who's going to do that for B2? Vitamin B3 is niacin. You'd have to have 12 nectarines, B5, 4 bananas, and we could go on and on. I love vitamin B7, biotin, 35 sweet potatoes.
Wow.
Now, I like sweet potatoes as much as anybody, but nobody's going to do that. Plus, think about the expense. So what I did was put all these B vitamins in that little scoop,
right here,
along with all the necessary, what are called polyphenols, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
Polyphenols are these amazing antioxidants that plants have in them. That color that you see there is nothing artificial, nothing, natural. These are actually the colors of the polyphenols that I put in there. Everybody knows polyphenols, they've just never heard of it. Very shortly, all the trees are going to start changing color. And we're going to see all those amazing reds and oranges and yellows and even some purples and blues. Those are the polyphenols that were in the leaves the whole time.
Wow.
But we couldn't see them because they were covered up by all that green chlorophyll. And so as the chlorophyll went away, there's the polyphenols. What were the polyphenols doing there? They were actually protecting the plant from damage, from oxidation and stress. So we now know, and I've spent 25 years researching this, that when we eat polyphenols in plants, it is actually one of the favorite prebiotics for good gut bacteria, the microbiome. And they give us antioxidants. So this was actually my first product and are really one of our largest sellers at Gundry MD.
Right. And Doctor, I'm just going to remind everybody really quickly, because we're busy, you're getting a 60-day supply. We've already had 500 ordered. And I mean, I will not say that I read all 2,900 5-star reviews on QVC.com, because I could have gotten through War and Peace, but I thought, let me just pull out a couple. But people are saying things like, I'm so happy I tried this. I love the way it tastes. There's no aftertaste, which is absolutely true. I used to be falling asleep at 3 o'clock. Now I'm not. My friend Alberti got me into this because he said, Janie, I drink this every morning before I go to the gym. And I literally spent full price for the Vital Reds because no matter how well, and I started by cheering my mom. She devoted her life to helping people eat well. You just can't do it. And look at this person. It's not sweet, but it certainly has a pleasant taste. After 1 week of drinking one a day, I feel great. I also want to remind you guys that you got 30 days to love it or return it, or just call us and get your money back. It's not an issue, but first time ever, and it was a customer request, Dr. Gundry, and I can understand why, because our first show got canceled because you sold out. And Thursday I had to get out on set early because you and Alberti were selling out, that we're doing a one-time only value, only to the end of the show. We've already had over 600 ordered, but I do want to remind everybody that for the first time ever, it's on auto delivery. Because right, Dr. Gundry, with the results people have talked about, I wish my dad was still alive. He used to say, Janie, I started slowing down at 86. So you would have loved him. But he also was someone that would say, 3 o'clock is my dead low tide. If you're feeling that way, listen to Dr. Gundry. And I also want to show you how beautifully it dissolves. It's ready to drink right away. It's something that people look forward to. I certainly do. Thank you, Alberti, and thank you, Dr. Gundry. And it's about $1 a day. You couldn't physically eat all this food. However, you certainly couldn't even start it at $1 a day, Dr. Gundry.
That's for sure. In fact, you know, what's interesting is you mentioned that kind of the 3 o'clock slump or the afternoon slump. A lot of my patients and a lot of customers at Gundry MD say that they take it to work, they keep it in their desk, they go get a glass of water, they stir it in, and that's their pick-me-up in the afternoon because it doesn't have any caffeine. And the last thing really you want to have is the caffeine jitters in the afternoon. And many people, including my wife, she drinks caffeine like in the afternoon and she's up all night. And
I get
she
it.
says, oh, what did I do that for? That's this. So people get that lift, that energy from these energy vitamins without the jitters of the caffeine kick. And so a lot of people, and a lot of people like Alberti, take it to the gym. They put it in their sports bottle and they're drinking it in the gym. A lot of people take it, you know, walking with them. And the great thing about it, and the reason people keep buying it, and because it's such a big seller for Gundry MD, is it tastes great.
Yes.
And you don't have to hold your nose. You don't have to swallow big tablets. It's all in there.
Right. It tastes the way your screen looks right now. That's the best way to describe it. If you could think to yourself, what would all that taste like? That's what Vital Reds do. And I don't know anyone that is getting the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables. 9% of Americans don't get enough veggies. 12% don't get enough fruit. I mean, doctor, before I left the house today, I had a beautiful, ripe, gorgeous nectarine. I had one. So I basically had one of everything that's on this table right now. And I think if you live alone or you're traveling a lot or you're thinking ahead to the holidays, it's expensive and, to me, honestly, physically impossible to eat this much food in one day. Plus, doctor, by day 2, you'd be like, how many sweet potatoes? Like, no one can eat 35 sweet potatoes in a day.
No, and you really can't eat 10 eggs a day to get vitamin B12. I mean, you could, but that would also break the bank. So, again, I wanted to get these vitamins into people in a way that people would actually take them. But that's not all. You know, we just saw a little graphic. I put probiotics in this formula as well.
So let's chat about that, because a lot of people talk about how great they're feeling after they tried it. And that's why you have nothing to lose. You have a 30-day love it or return it guarantee. We are here at the best price we're going to see for 3 months on this duo, doctor. A one-time only value is the lowest price for 3 months. And I started thinking about, well, that's encompassing back to school, Halloween time, getting ready for the holidays where it's Thanksgiving and then Christmas and Hanukkah. Like, this is the best price you're going to get. And if you can look in the mirror and say, I ate perfectly today and for the last few years of my life, great. But I also think it's never too soon and never too late. Quick question, doctor. People are wondering, what age can we start using the Vital Reds? Is there a recommendation?
Well, we've said that really anybody, you know, a teenager and above is just fine. I'm not allowed to tell you, but I have grandchildren. I guess I can't tell you, but I will tell you they happen to like Vital Reds. But I can't say that.
Well, I can say at 62, and I'm solidly in our age of possibility. I always say, doctor, good skincare, it's never too soon and it's never too late. So if you're in the age of possibility and swallowing the pills or eating the food or affording the good food is way too much for you, do our one-time only value. But we were starting to talk about how, with $1,200 out the door, how this also works in so many ways, especially in what we hear a lot, our gut health, right?
Yep. That's been my mission now for 25 years. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, 2,500 years ago said all disease begins in the gut. And the guy was absolutely right. I guess I'm just a slow learner. But so And one of the really fascinating things that people are beginning to hear about is probiotics.
Okay.
Probiotics are friendly bacteria.
Okay.
And people say, oh, yeah, I'm getting my probiotics in yogurt. Well, yes, there are some probiotics in yogurt, but unfortunately, most people don't know that those probiotics and even most probiotics in capsules are killed there once they hit the acid in the stomach.